Welcome back. This is Arunfoot Chaudhary, and you are live on my YouTube channel, arunfoot. Yes, it's been a longer break than expected. It was Durga Puja over the last 2 days, so I was a little busy with our puja in Cologne, and therefore, welcome back. The first one in six days, the first live, and yeah, looking forward to speaking to you guys about Indian football and what all has happened in those last few days, and yeah, and seeing what all has happened or not happened. So therefore, welcome back to the channel. Those of you who celebrated Durga Puja, Shubho Vijaya today, happy Dussehra to those of you who celebrate as well. And therefore, let's talk about what's been all happening. Of course, the first thing, India faced Vietnam in a friendly away from home and drew against Vietnam 1-1. I was watching a little bit of the first half live and then watched the highlights, and in the end thought, why not take this result? Interesting, Farooq Chaudhary, of course, three-man backline. Manuel Marquez trying out a few things in that game. Ripam Shubho Vijaya from my side as well, as I said, not into you, but everybody else. And on the other side, it seems to be the fight between Baichung Bhutia and Kalyan Chaube is intensifying. But the question is, what is, what's going to happen on that front? And of course, also the question is Baichung a better option? And to me, let's speak about that as well if you have queries and questions. And coming to speak of a match, hi, Screen Time, how do you see a draw with Vietnam a better result or could have been better? Screen Time, at least if I look at the first half and also then the whole highlights, I think we can live with a 1-1 quite well. I think let's be realistic about this. Vietnam is not as bad as some of us seem to make Vietnam. I think they played quite a good game overall. We had our moments, especially at the start of the second half. But yeah, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu did keep us in the game. Defense made a few errors here and there, but a good opportunistic goal by Farooq Chaudhary. And therefore, from that perspective, I would say, let's take this result, let's take this draw, and then try and be better next time around. But again, Manolo tried a few things, 3-4-3 sometimes. Yeah, it could have been even a 5-4-1 at times. Tried out a few things. But the question remains with certain players, and we'll most probably see the one or the other debut here and there as well in the coming weeks and months. So let's see what Manolo has in store for us. I think it's an interesting period, and from that perspective, I'd say let's trust in Manolo. Let's hope he gets the best out of this team and gets better result out of the boys at the moment. But again, I think it'll take a little bit of time from that perspective. So let's say that from my standpoint, I think it was a good result, a 1-1 away to Vietnam in Vietnam after all the results that we've had this year. I know we're still winless. We're going to go winless into November. That's surely a point that can be or should be maybe discussed on that front. But on the other side, I think we need to be honest enough to say, we're not there where we thought we are or we want to be, and that's the reality of things. So therefore, yeah, let's be clear on that front. Shubh Vidashmi as well. Thanks a lot, Chetan. As I said, Shubh Vijaya to everyone around you who celebrates. Do you see any hope or any positive? We know Vietnam was very dominant with young players, but was there any good? Chetan, I think if I look at Farooq Chaudhary coming back, that's good. Opportunistic strike. I had another one of that kind where with a little bit of more luck. So that I take as a big positive. I think we have a problem that certain players seem to be not fully in the form that we've seen them in the past. I think worrying will be for the national team and for Mumbai City will be the form of Lalinzwala Changte. I think Changte needs to be better. He can play better. He is capable, potent of being better than that. So that's another one. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu was strong in defense. I don't know what you guys thought about Ashish Rai. Again, surprised to me that he did start again. But again, it's up to the coach to decide. So yes, there were certain positives And let's see as well what the coach does. How's the FF president elected? Also, is there fixed tenure? Yes. To answer your second question, there's normally a 4-year tenure. There is a fixed tenure to the AIFF executive body. And that one needs to keep in mind that the executive committee and the management board, which not includes the president but the vice president, treasurer, that is also there for 4 years. And the AIFF president is selected normally amongst people who are involved in football. So Kallan Chobe per se, to me, looked like a thing that was pushed through. And to me, so therefore, let's wait and see what happens. But again, Baichung is upping the ante. But is Bhutia the alternative to Kullan, or is someone totally different maybe who has to be thrown into the ring to try and change things? I think those are questions which need to be asked of the AIFF. What's the situation with the court case in regard to the Supreme Court, in regard to the sports court? Does it work? Does it not work? Again, a lot of questions remain. Screen says, listen, always disappoint. We saw it in the match. He always plays for himself. Apuya and one Brandon looks promising. Let's wait and see. I thought Brandon, yes. And the others will have to wait and see. Notes to myself also, Shubha Vijay to you. Sanskar, sorry, let me say the name properly. Sanskar says 1 positive, not to lose. Match 2, positive score the goal, 3 positive score without Sunil sir and penalty. Yeah, but again, is that a benchmark? Right, Sanskar? That would be my question. So therefore, these are all positives. That these are very, very small positives in my opinion. I think, so therefore. Akash, also my heartfelt Bijaya greetings to you. Why Liston is given these many chances, he never performs? I think Chetan wants to write a question for Manolo. I don't understand, right? As I said, yeah, let's wait and see. Will there be one more friendly before the game against Malaysia? Rushabh, no confirmation from the AIFF yet. I know that there were supposed to be 2 matches, but so far one has been confirmed for the November window. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see. I didn't watch the India versus Vietnam game. I'm done with national team. Okay, Akash. Again, you and everybody else individually can decide on what to watch or what to not watch. But I would always call on everybody to support the Indian national team and support the team and come forward and support the boys so that they have the support that they need. And so therefore, let's wait and see that how people come forward to support the team. It's not one-way traffic that the team just has to perform. So therefore, yeah, let's hope that you in the future will watch India matches again. Liston is a very good example of a quality player without game sense. He doesn't know when to pass or when to score. He wasted 2 good chances yesterday. Even if Sunday player would at least taken a shot. Chetan, my question would be, how can you be a quality player without game sense? Right. My question to you, Chetan, would be, if you're a quality player, game sense is part and parcel of your footballing skills. Very simple. And yeah, as we see, this is part of the problem. So therefore, that's the question of a good and a quality player. We use that word, I think, very, very loosely. So that's another thing to me. Right, 10 minutes into our normal Indian football discussion on a Monday evening. It's 6:26 here in Germany. It is 9:56 in India. Those of you who are watching who might be new to the channel, if you're liking what you're saying, do like, share, and subscribe to arunfoot here on YouTube, on my social medias with arunfoot.com. So far, we've got 6 likes to this one. If you like it, yeah, do like it, share it. Let more people join us in our conversation. And we have 1,000 and 1,826 people who are following the channel. So thank you, all of you. People involved in our conversations. In absolute humiliation. Akash, yeah, that's, and therefore, good or bad. So therefore, that's part and parcel of the issues. Let's see what happens. Indonesia and Uzbekistan playing some good football. Yeah, they have been, and they are causing a lot of problems in this. Ten minutes into discussion, and here we comes. Welcome, Rachit. Welcome back. Dhruv says you can't hear me. I don't know if the others can or if the others can't, but at least it means showing that the sound effects are fine. Rusha said, listen, always F up for national team. Honestly, Manvi is better than him. Hopefully, they'd be removed once Monroe gets more comfortable. Other players who will be replacing them. Let's see. I'm not seeing any strong intent from Monroe to select young boys and give them chances. All he's doing is just trying to ignite already burnt coal. That's why I'm not watching national team games. Akash, where is the young player with the intent that you want to see in the national team? Tell me the names, right? If someone tells me Farooq Chaudhary is a young player, Farooq Chaudhary is not. So therefore, hypothetical question: if you're given the opportunity to work for Indian football as a general secretary, would you accept it? If yes, how much would you take? How much will you take to make growth visible? Rachit, very theoretical question. The circumstances have to be right for me to think about it. And again, it's about leadership teams, and again, I will not make promises in regard to how quickly or how much time it will take to really change things around in the federation, to be very, very honest, because it's not a one-man team or a one-man show who will change Indian football for good. So therefore, for me, I think it's very, very important that we remember that if I can be in a position to change things, it's not just up to me. It is a team which has to change things, and that's something which is very, very clear. Armenia's catalog has some skill set like pace shooting, even some training, but it only works in mono and Dimi and Cummings finish off his balls to any angle listing his 5-match series. Chetan, again, then you cannot say the player is of quality. Then it's dependent on the foreigners and how good they are, right? So therefore, there are then deficiencies, and this is one of the deficiencies which I think most of our wingers have. Good to hear, Dhruv, that it's fine. Acha, you mean how much time will you take to make growth visible? Difficult to say. It depends, Rachit. If first of all, do I want the position? Can I take up the position? What do I want? What I would do? Those are questions which can't be simply answered. Therefore, a lot of theory. Not, let's see. Do you think it's required to form separate confederations for East and West and for East and South Asian countries, considering the injustice being done by IFC towards East and South Asian teams? Shomo, where is the injustice? Tell me that. And who runs the AFC? Where is the AFC office based? Yeah. You don't have a point in this. Sorry. Will Jingan be back in next window? We missed him against Vietnam so badly. Beke gave a penalty, made few mistakes, post couldn't track. Runs from the right side, we were stable, but left was so awful. Rishabh, I don't know. He's been out for a while. And he has to play, right? And he's been out for, since the game of Syria. So let's see. Now that Sony's on board, when will I-League start? Pranjal, I had heard middle of November, maybe third week of November. That's what we've been hearing. Is PSC along with one or two parties making fun of Anwar? Please tell your thoughts on it. Notes to myself, I've given up on that issue. They have turned somewhere wrong and are not getting out of that and are delaying the process. So therefore, no, not worth anymore to think about it. Is spot one secured? No, it's not. India should go for 2 matches in the next window. And why? Rachit, India should always go for 2 matches in a window, right? In an ideal case scenario, I feel that you don't have too many windows, so you should play in every window. Your opinion on future of Bose, Raj, sad to say that, but again, where are the X number of alternatives to try? Again, Akash Mishra will not return anytime soon, Nah, not happening. What is the news of Anwar's? What do you think? Delayed tactics of Anwar, is it right tactics? Tapan Dash, it's a mess. It was a mess. And the second the PSC decided to allow the player to continue his work, in regard to saying, hey, it's his livelihood, they turned the wrong path and they're not getting out of it. I don't watch ISL regularly, but what position does Farooq play regularly? Rishabh, he's actually a supporting striker or a winger. He's not a natural number 9. Sir, we are in pot 1 confirmed. Is it Mayank? Okay, I haven't actually, sorry, I've been busy with Puja. I've not seen the latest calculations of rankings. I feel Anwar will complete his contract before final decision comes. That's not maybe, okay, not going to happen. So I would like to know your playing 11 from ISL and I-League combined for the Indian national team. No I-League player gets into it, but it depends on who's fit, who's not. Again, Manolo, I made a video about it before the Vietnam game, and I guess at the moment I would stick with that. I think a few years ago I saw news about new confederation with ASEAN SAF 5-6 years ago. Akash, never was a topic. I was working for 6 years ago for the FCA. I've never heard this news. What's your real existing expectation about our footy? Well, I have no expectations. I just hope it first of all survives, and then let's see where it can go. That's my first aim with Indian football these days. I've given up on the point of saying, listen, I expect XYZ, I expect this, I expect that, I want this, I want that. At the moment, we are in a mode of let's let it survive and then let's see where we go. I think that's the biggest problem of Indian football at the moment. We are nowhere near where we should, need to be, and therefore we are stuck where we are. And let's see if Indian football can get itself out of this very tricky and difficult situation. Those who say height is a big issue need to watch Vietnam players. You cannot score more goals unless you take ball in front on the post or without taking shot around the box. Crosses won't help us very much. Mike says Malaysia beat Malaysia. New Zealand beat Malaysia by 4 goals. Okay, that piece of stat. Eventually, if end result has to draw a loss, why not give some important game time and the youngsters instead of players like Beckett, Bose, and Rachit? Who are the young players you would give game time to? Who are the young players in this squad you could give game time to? Pot 1 is secured. Okay. What do you think of Farooq's game? Rohit, he was opportunistic and, did create the one other thing. So, I thought he did well in that game from what I saw. Pot 1 in where Asian Cup qualifiers? Yes, Asian Cup qualifiers. I feel like Farooq is a better striker than Manvir. Again, up for a debate. And if you look at the end product for this game, you will say this. Next match, it might be totally different. Hi, Kumar. Even if Farooq isn't the natural number 9, then who is in India? Pranjal, Sunil was, and Farooq isn't a number 9 again. Sunil to me is. Even Manvir originally used to be a number 9. Rahim Ali used to be number 9. So therefore, Thailand was supposed to play Lebanon next one. It would be cancelled. Thailand might be available for a friendly before Malaysia. Rishabh, let's see. Shari, hi. Is it true that Mumbai City improved a lot after they fired you from their system? Shari, Mumbai City never fired me. I left myself. Get your facts right, my friend. And did they improve? Most probably, because the franchise, when we started, we didn't have anything. We started from zero. We created the system. I created certain things, and I can still say that certain people are still with the club who were there 10 years ago, right? I think the only franchise who has kept people for 10 plus years. Certain values were put in, so I can proudly say those. And did they get better? Of course, because we didn't win the ISL in season 1. Of course, they got better. We just have to win, even if we don't. Malaysia is definitely behind us. Spot 1 will be secured. Okay. Valpuya, Jitin, Vipin, Putea, Isaac, Ovadisha. None of them are starters for me, but maybe Rachit for you. Interesting question for you since the start of ISO. Which period do you think our national team performed best? I think I would say 2019 Asian Cup. In and around that. I think 2019, that year, was our best performances. Let's see. Philippines thrashed Tajik by 3 goals. Philippines is spot 2. Rishikesh, again, we have to be lucky with the 3 opponents we draw in the Asian Cup qualifiers. Pot 1, pot 2, pot 3, pot 4, there are teams who are rising at the moment whose rankings are not good. So therefore, we have to see who we face, who we don't face. Who would have thought, again, when we drew Qatar, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, it looked like, okay, listen, that's a gift. In the end, it turned out Afghanistan, who were pot 4, were our biggest problem. So therefore, this pot business, we have to win matches, period. And us, hi, Dark Knight, India struggled after 70 minutes because of drinks break ISL. I find that an interesting strategy. I think our issue is not the drinks break. I think because the drinks break comes a little later. My problem was that I felt the players were not fit enough for 90 minutes. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I felt, it looked like that. Shubhashish Bose was struggling to track back. There's no pace in him. He's jogging instead of running. I think Bose should be dropped. Yeah, that's your opinion. Do you think Kerala footy needs massive infra improvement? Yes, Renu. Yeah. So therefore, I mean, if I look at the stadium in Kochi, I see the other stadiums in Kerala. When I look at some of the other venues now across India, Kerala has a lot of infrastructure work on that. Training grounds need to be something as well. Hi, Genjulan. We're going to lose pot 1. Doesn't seem to it, but my question isn't if are we going to lose pot 1. My question rather is that it doesn't matter which pot we are. To me, the opponents count. And again, my example was the last qualifiers. Afghanistan was in the, in the bottom pot. Yeah, we got 1 point out of 2 matches. Sorry, my bad, Sanskrit, that you have been fired, and that's why I asked. Sorry again for misinformation. Thanks. Again, you did the right thing. You asked, and I explained it to you. We definitely don't need Thailand to smash us right now when we're going to secure pot 1. Let's see. The first opponent he had a difficult angle, took a shot. No others were nowhere. Even if they were inside the box, they were covered. This needs to be worked on. Players need to be inside the box. There's a lot that needs to be worked on. The way Farooq lobbed the ball over the goalkeeper for the goal, I don't see Manvir having that kind of a touch on the ball. I think Farooq did miss the final penalty kick against Northeast United. Rohit, some of these players will have, good players or bad. These players will have good games and bad games. And Farooq, with his touch, had a good game. Hi, woman, for whoever is gloating over the fact that we bought one. It's sad to see how we are depending on other teams to be in pot one. Our performances need to be better than depending on other teams. Very well said, Mama. And to me, again, pot one, pot two business is very nice, but pot three, pot four, at the moment, the way we've played in the last few months, I think pot four even can be difficult for us. Sorry, just a quick sip. We have never won any game since new kit sponsor. Oh, that's that's a bad piece of stat. Huh? That's a very bad piece of stat. Now that there should be no drink break in ISL, it's reducing the intensity of the game. Kumar, a drinks break is not something which per se should be fixed. I think that's the question that there is, and if it's too hot, which it is, it can be humid, you need a drinks break. But again, in a cold Delhi winter, not needed. So therefore, I think that needs to be a flexibility, which the ISL doesn't have at the moment. Good evening, Gear on Rare. Say your thoughts on eFootball's getting banned for small things, any club in current era and top tier league without any ban since the exception. It happens. Gear on Rare. Sometimes there are payments which you haven't made on other things. Again, I wouldn't say too much, speak too much about it. When are the fixtures going to be released of Asian Cup qualifiers? Screen time, the draw is sometime in December, and then thereafter they will release the draws. Just ask me why you left Mumbai City. I was not happy with certain things, and I have a certain way of working, and therefore I said to myself, thank you very much. I was especially not happy with our end result, because I still think that while sitting on the draft, my technical director and myself, Nishant Mehra, put together the best possible squad. We brought in the best teams, but yeah, it just didn't work. Did the Thai journalists see India as a cakewalk in 2019 Asian Cup? Renal, I didn't interact with Thai journalists, so I don't know. Your experience, your presence experience would have helped us to be even more better than my opinion. Thanks, Rachit. But again, who knows? You never know. Now that it's not my opinion, you can see that in Port Daylight, everyone was on saying so should be dropped. He will not fit in the back three system. Kumar, it doesn't matter what you think or I think. The whole world might think it. If Manolo Marcus thinks he fits into his squad and he fits into his team, Manolo will play him. Right? It doesn't matter what you or I think. Manolo Marcus is the coach. Right? And if he doesn't play well, everyone will talk about it. But it's not, nobody in the world cares what I say or you say. We can have a conversation here, lovely. We're having a discussion about it. But Manolo Marcus is the person, or earlier Igor Stimac or Stephen Constantine, they are the Indian national team coach or club coaches. They need to decide, right? It's their decision. So, we need target man. Farooq is nowhere near target man or no number 9. Still, I think we should give chance to Rahim Ali or Malvi against higher ranked team. Yeah, I agree, Shomo. But I think there could be a system to try and use a player like Farooq. Maybe Farooq as a winger, as an alternative. I think that might be also an option. I think Beke and Anwar will have to switch their positions. Anwar needs to play in center. Beke was struggling to cover both when he failed to track those runs from left side and behind Roshan. Yeah, that's the question. But again, all these players have had on and offs. Well, let's see. Reddy, you said really well, the drinks break must get banned. I said it's done for usually for marketing to run ads because our league don't generate much revenue. It is on one side, get on rare, but on the other side, as I said, in hot Indian weather conditions, let's say on Saturday in the derby in the evening, drinks break is required. That's a rule. Again, it's not even above 30 degrees, it's above 25 degrees. General announcer, I think drinks break in ISL limits our players should remove ASAP. Yeah, I think as a general thing, there can be a discussion of it being removed. But again, as I said, in hot weather conditions, it is something which does help the players. So therefore, then the question is, how do you use it really? How do you utilize it? And therefore, yeah, let's wait and see what if, again, is the ISL even listening to this whole discussion. We would have won if the ball didn't spill from Gurpreet, but again, our luck is good sometimes, but even our good luck has limitations. Chetan, to me, the question is a different one. Are you forgetting that Vietnam had quite some good chances throughout the game? And if we had lost 3-0, and I think we would be again going back into the shell of saying, okay, again, yes, 1-1 is a good result, but we should not forget Vietnam had the chances to actually cleanly win this game. So let's be realistic about it. Pooja asking for new elections. Yeah, Mayank has been asking it for a while, but seems to be nobody's listening to him. India played really well in second half. I mean, yes, we had very good patches, but towards the end, Vietnam could have run away with the win, right? So these are realities. Yeah, therefore, we need to be humble after 1-1. Farooq played good, Suresh played good, but what happened to Bose and Beke? Do you think we need to give chance to Lux Homepam and also put on my debut in recent future? I don't see Alex Raji in the moment. Homepam is not even a regular. Pritham Kotal plays more than him. And if you mention Amar Ranawade, then, I'm falling back. Again, Farooq Chaudhary is he's not calling up young players, giving them a chance. He's actually calling up experienced young players. And that's another interesting observation that I at least seem to see at the moment with Manolo, that he's rather going for more experienced players than giving young players a chance. So no issues with any player, but don't you think Subhashish getting but done in terms of performance? He was doing really well for years, but his form is getting. Sorry, got disconnected. On Shubhashish Bose, I think Shubhashish, Liston, even Manvir, I think it might be good for Manolo to give them just a break, try someone else if needed, and then if you others don't do it, call him back. But at the moment, Shubhashish is struggling for club and country. Yes, I do agree on that. I know we have not taken a giant leap, and Mano certainly an improvement from Igor, 100%. But again, this team is in shambles, right? So for me, that is the thing, that Igor Stimac handed over a broken team to Manolo. Manolo has now to try and put this team together. That's the biggest concern, in my opinion, that Manolo has to try and do something with this. And there is nothing actually to work on, right? This team is not there where it should, needs to be, and that's a big challenge. That's a massive challenge for the coach at the moment. We badly need Jingan and Ashik. Rishikesh, yes, but again, Jingan, I don't know if he's going to be ready for November. He's supposed to now get back after the international break and maybe get to play for Goa. I don't know if the coach will risk him. And on the other side, there's the question of Ashik. Ashik has been more of a sub at Mohun Bagan. He needs also game time. He's been out over a year. Why are you saying Farooq be used as a wing? I know it's early, but he looked better than others we have. Deepak, because he is someone who can play of a focal number 9, and therefore I need someone with presence over there. Roshan doing really well currently for national team. Any thoughts on his game? So yeah, Roshan is most probably the most consistent he's been in his career so far. If India play one match in November, can we see new players in national team? Akshay, not sure. Let's see who Manolo calls. He's been made some very interesting calls. Yeah, it's something that that will be interesting to see if he does, or even call up certain players we have been talking about. Again, Jitin MS is someone I feel who deserves a call up. What happens in the right back position, the left back positions? There are certain positions which you have, and therefore let's wait and see. And of course, striker. Why is Rahim Ali called up and then being dropped? Wonder why Bose is struggling so much. I don't remember he was this top. Rishabh, overall, his game is a problem in my opinion, right? I don't know why. Someone maybe has an explanation. I don't. That why Subhashish Bose's form has dramatically dropped in the last 5-6 months. Hi Manolo, which player in the domestic circuit you think we should try for number 9 beside Farooq? Praveen, if you ask me, as I said, Rahim Ali. At the moment, I can't see further than Rahim Ali at the moment. What's your view on recent CFL saga? Shoma, I have read a few things. I've not really gotten a proper insights from people. I am on the weekend in Kolkata, so I'll get most probably a little rundown and lowdown, and then I can tell you what my views on this whole thing about the Kolkata Giants and the IFA is. Or now the winter season is starting, and I think no drinks break is needed. Kumar, you are saying that, but the rule says above 25 degrees, you can call a drinks break. So at the moment, again, for you, winter season starts, but for all these foreign players, especially the Europeans, the Australians, and whatever, for you it might be winter. For them, for example, playing in Kerala is all. For me, it would be always summer in Kerala. Playing in Goa is always summer, and Mumbai playing is always summer for me. So this is something which you should not forget. A few days ago, I was talking about undue influence over AIFF. I guess now it's clear whose influence they play here. Spineless PSC. Yeah, Parash. Very disturbing to see. In the first half, Suresh and Apuya were not having good game, but in second half, they were switched to position. They play great. What's it taken a performance, or is there space for Sahal now? Showcast, yes, I agree about your observation, and about Sahal, difficult because I think Brandon showed that he's a better playmaker and creator of chances for India. Vietnam look better. Yeah, Dark Knight, to me, Vietnam look good, actually. They didn't use their chances. That's why I think our discussion is a little off track, at least in my opinion, because Vietnam did create the opportunities, did create the chances. So is there any constitution in AIFF or Kalan Chaudhary will continue as president for a long time like Praful Patel? Prashant, Praful was there and he got elected. Then the Supreme Court got involved, and this whole Kalyan Chaudhary thing is also linked to the Supreme Court. So this mess is actually not on them. Why we are not technically that good on ball like other countries, lower ranked teams like us? Aditya, grassroots youth football. We are not teaching our problems, our kids as well, and that is the problem in my opinion, that we are not getting them, so therefore we are this is something which we need to work on. You will not, even the 17-18-year-olds, it's too late, right? Your next 2 generations of players will be here and there. You need to work with the younger ones. That's our challenge. Bhutia is looking for his own interest. He don't have any roadmap for Indian football. He just want to sit in place of Chove. Okay. What do you think about drinks break in ISL? Raj, as I said, if I like it or not, but there are rules which allow them. And again, as I said, example, Goa, Kerala, Mumbai, Chennai, the temperatures are so high every year that to me, you could have a drinks break. But again, is it having an effect? Most probably, because you should not normalize the drink break. That's the problem of the ISL. You have incorporated it as an unofficial break in the game. India look good in patches. Yes, I do agree. I like the passion fight from India against Vietnam. Yes, Vietnam had chances to win, but we also dominate in patch realities. We cannot dominate whole 90 minutes. So me happy with the performance. Yeah, Manu, very well said. With Farooq Chaudhary getting called up, do you think Bipin, Udant, and even Rahim could get called up in future? All of them potentially. Yeah, why not? Happy with Manolo that he's not giving chances to players who are not performing like Manvir, Liston, Nanda Thapa. He has guts to bench them and drop them. Let's see. Let's see what he does, Manolo. So what's the issue with Changti? He outshone Chetri, but since Sunil sir left, he has underperformed heavily. Chetan, consistency. I come back to that problem, right? That's an Indian football problem. Farooq played far better than Manvir as a striker. If Manvir was there, he would have not even come in that position to score. Manolo, we don't know. Navda, what's your take? Suresh Mite of Punjab FC can be called to try centre back. Kumar, to me, a lot of these players are only as good as the players next to them. So yeah. I think one change I saw in our players since Chechi left, these boys look a bit relaxed. Not seems like they have to carry the pressure of being playing with Chethi. This impacts a lot. I don't think so. I don't playing with Chetri is a burden. No, why? Why should it be? Doesn't matter. I don't think so. I think there is burden on playing for the national team anyway. Bose, Manvir listed out, Jindan, Ashik, Jitan in. Again, Ashik is not playing regularly, right? He's not played for over a year. And Jingan is out for a long time. Jitan MS, yes, surely. But again, we need to be clear on who we want in. Manolo experimenting with formation rather than going with traditional 4-3-3 to 3-5-2 and using different combination of fields, really making full use of friendlies and practice with the team. Yeah. Bose has completely lost his pace. He was outpaced every time by every player. Yeah. So any comment on 90 plus 9 minutes issue recently happened? Could you say what you mean? Ashish Negi said Monma Supergiant were in contact with AFC from September 15 about the Iran situation. You said was sent mail on 30th. Your take. He might have been in contact, but were there informal contact? There was no formal contact. Right. I would have asked a question on this matter the day the draw was made. And again, Manolo, it is a different situation. And people are constructing as if, Al Nassr is being given preferential treatment. No, man, this thing happened on the 1st. And they are going 3 weeks later. This is a different situation, and the situation was on the 29th of September. And again, Sanjay Kumar was in Iran. He went there and came back safely. Istiklal were there. Pakhtakor were there. All of them went and came back safely. Let's talk about why Mohan Bagan didn't go. Brandon Apuya Suresh were a good combo in the midfield. Yes, Rohit, agree with you. What I liked about Monroe is that no players immune to eviction from national side. Good riddance, Thapa. Yeah, let's see. Sir, PC last said that for October 14th date is last and they will not postpone hearing again. Ashish Negi shared the mail and now they postponed it. Why? I've given up. Manolo, I've given up. I don't want to talk about it. Let them come to a conclusion and then hand out their punishments. Or, again, my question would be also to Mohan Bagan is why are you not going to the next instance, which is either the FIFA Players Tribunal or going to CAS? That is, again, this is interlinked of how being Mohan Bagan being run and being managed at the moment, I feel. Atsuvash's piece is a joke. We'll be watching the derby on 19th in stadium. Yes, Manolo, that's my plan. Yeah. Ashish Negi is saying drinks break should be scrapped again and again. Doesn't know about rules. Manolo, I think he knows about the rules, but what I think Ashish is trying to say is it should not be a general rule that all matches should have a drinks break. It should be at the discretion of the referees to say, you know what, it is too hot, it is too humid. Drinks break is allowed. Again, as I said, in the cold Delhi weather, there is no need of a drinks break, right? But again, in Kerala, honestly, I would, and Kerala, in Kochi, I would do a drinks break, or even in Goa, I would do a drinks break in every game because it is too hot. And these are realities. Which player can be backup for Brennan in case he's not available? That's a good question. At the moment, we don't have too many options, but a player I would like to see as a 10 more than playing as a 9 as an alternative, most probably with someone like an Edmund. As an alternative. Sahal, of course, has been there, and if Sahal is informed, Sahal can be, and let's see if these are options. Debo Shubho Vijaya from my side as well to you and to everyone who's watching nearly 45 minutes into this live on October 14th, 2024. Durga Pujo, so to say, is history. 1,828 people are watching. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Keep supporting, keep following arunfoot here on YouTube. And as I said, if you like, 29 likes so far, thank you very, very much. And again, also watch the other content that I did try and create during the Pujos. Wanted to do a review yesterday on the game, but again, too busy with Durga Pujo in Cologne, which was quite a big success this year. And again, did what I would have made as my starting 11. A video which I actually prepared earlier in regard to Indian football, what the AIFF needs to do for it. Jurgen Klopp joining Red Bull, it's created a lot of stir here in Europe. Oscar Bruzon, great to see him joining East Bengal. And a question I asked 6 days ago, why do we always have chaos in Indian football? All of those things. Do watch those other things as well. And as always, thank you for your support, guys. We must not think about high rank, low rank team currently. We must only to look rebuild brand, improve our game with young players. Gyandre, improve. But again, who are the young players? Don't tell me Farooq Chaudhary is a young player. Farooq Chaudhary is an experienced player who's played in the national team a number of times over the years. Brandon Suresh was stopped against Vietnam. Did you watch the game? Mano, I watched certain parts of the first half and then watched the highlights. So and the parts that I watched was, a little worrying, to be honest, but let's wait and see. I think Manolo is trying new lads for two reasons. One, to analyze the chemistry of squad, and two, to increase bench strength and everyone fight for place. Yeah, sure. That's surely not only for him, every coach should do that. That should be part of their role, their job of trying to find players who either are starting 11 players or who can be impact players. Sorry, just a quick drink. Why did Edmund not move to an ISA club? Will he be moving next season? He's been given an opportunity at Inter Kashi, which I think is different, And to me, again, he got a chance in Canada this summer to try his luck. Didn't work out. And Inter Kashi is trying to get promoted to the ISL. So, Inter Kashi have kept certain players, have brought in certain players. So Inter Kashi to me is certainly a candidate to try and push to go up. Very surprised to see Manol playing 3-5-2 against Vietnam. Was it 3-5-2 or was it a 3-4-3? Was it a 5-4-1 in defensive? Again, he's trying something interesting to try and play three-man backline, because I think he realizes the heart of defense is at the moment the problem, right? I think Manolo is trying. Okay, sorry, we had already that. Bose and Raul Beke are unfit to play for national team. But Bose, yes. Raul Beke didn't have his best, but Raul Beke, again, at the moment has been our best centre-back in the ISL. Whose replacement of Bose? Is it available? No, we don't have a like-to-like replacement. I think that's another problem. He meant Indonesia versus Bahrain match, 6 minutes added, but 9 minutes played. Chetan, it's at the discretion of the referee, right? You can say 6 minutes, but then the teams delay. There's a foul. There's this. Again, these are not the team which doesn't seem to get favor will always say these things. Yeah, right. And it's for example, in Germany, we're still having a discussion about that Kukurea handball at the Euros, right? And Kukurea is making it worse with every interview the guy is giving. And your views on people saying and making videos about AFC being biased. Is AFC really biased in any way? Manolo, in my opinion, these people are only trying to get views and clicks. Sorry to say that so bluntly. Let's talk about the things which are an issue and ask these people to make videos on the real problems, on the real issues. They don't have any leg to stand on. So therefore, for me, it's a waste of time. As and knowing, again, having worked for the AFC, knowing the people in the office, having been to Kuala Lumpur, let's not get into that. Shubha Vijaya, blue to you as well. Welcome back. Do you expect more Supergiant to go to CAS after they have been silent on hold this ACL2 issue? At least they can issue a statement for ACL2 fans. Are also happy. Manolo, look at how they handled the Anwar Ali case. Look at how they're handling this case. We'll have to wait and see. Bahrain scored in 99 minutes against Indonesian World Cup qualifier. Referee added 6 minutes after 9 and continued 3 minutes or more, and Bahrain scored in the end and draw the game. Get aware that happens. As I said, it's at the discretion of the referee. It is, and then people say, "Oh, the referee's biased, the AFC is biased, FIFA is biased, this is biased." Then I say, okay, listen, UEFA is biased, FIFA is biased against Germany. Okay, nice. Does it work? No. Well, one sec. That's what. So in one situation, Edmund came all the way from Vietnam box to India box to win the ball alone, unlike his passion, hunger. That's a big positive about the boy. But is he really ready to play top-notch football? That's the question. Will Inter release Edmund in November? Yeah, they have to. They can't keep him. Gyawan Nikom is not going to get any game time in Mumbai as he needs to compete with Changte, Vikram, Bipin, Nufal. Shouldn't he be loaned to Hyderabad? Ayush, let's wait and see what they're going to do. The loans can only happen in Jan, and at the moment, and therefore, yeah, that's something which we'll see. He's got 2.5 months to go, and then in January, let's see if he stays or if they send him somewhere. FIFA rankings are, rankings show some truth where we do standard rankings below to say ratings. Yeah, Rishabh, maybe not. Indonesia AIFF lodged complaint with AFC regarding referee on addition time till 9 minutes. It was only 6 minutes. No. Again, you need to, as a federation, it's their job. Let's see if I was running the AIFF and we have this kind of situation, I would also shoot off a letter. Will it have any impact? No, it won't. But you've done your job, right? Your federation has to try and do it. Again, I didn't see the game. So therefore, for me, it's not possible to say something. Sometimes the referee gives 3 minutes and you feel the referee should have given 5-6 minutes. So it's at his discretion. Another Asher saying AFC favored Saudi clubs by removing foreign players cap instead of increasing teams and matches in AFC Tier 1. They reduced both. They're making elite groups in West Asia. They've made elite groups in the West and the East, right? Are we honest enough to say that an Indian team getting into a 40-team Champions League, right? So therefore, what are we talking about? The players' cap is something, yes, that is something which was backed by the West Asians, surely, not only by the Saudis, but by others as well. And the AFC is desperate to increase the quality of the Champions League. But as someone who supports Mumbai City, I have to say last season, if you look at the other 3 teams, we were nowhere near in the class of those other 3 teams. Let's be honest about that, right? So therefore, the AFC is going a different way. Look at the European Champions League. Bayern Munich scored 9 against Dinamo Zagreb. Celtic conceded 7 to Borussia Dortmund. Is that quality standard by UEFA? No. They've inflated it. Will the 5-back really work? Bro, I always say 4-2-3-1 at the moment most probably is our best solution. And let's see if a 3-man backline helps you or not. Your take on Ashish Negi saying AFC being run by Middle East countries? Factually wrong. As I say, the office is run by people mainly from India or Indian origin, Malaysians. So factually wrong. I can only say what I know. Again, if other people can have, anyone and everyone can have an opinion. People have opinions, An opinion can only be formed when you have the knowledge and understanding. And I am in this lucky position that when I speak, I am not speaking as a journalist. I am not speaking as a content creator. I'm speaking as someone who has been working in this business for decades. So therefore, I say what I know. If I know something, for example, I was asked about the CFL saga. I don't know enough about it. I've overflown it, but I've not fully looked at it. Therefore, I will not comment on it. I think later Edmund will surely move to BFC again. Let's wait and see, Gear on Rare. Delhi Guwahati drink break not required. Theoretically not, but again, if it's above 25, Let's use it. Indian news channels showing AFC favor Ronaldo and Iran without knowing the whole situation. Manolo, that's what to talk about. This is the incompetence of journalism in the year 2024 because they don't do their homework, right? Malaysia lost 4-0 to Vietnam. Does that fix a spot in pot? Whatever we lost to Malaysia, if we lose to Malaysia in November, they lost to New Zealand. Yeah, right. You write it there. Again, some people are saying that. I've not looked at the current points table. Let's see. Sri Lanka drawn with a strong Myanmar, should have beaten even with 3 players missing from Germany and Australia. They look strong with their diaspora. It's just a matter of time. They will be better. Punjab, they will take time. How did Malaysia lose 4-0 to New Zealand? Aram, very simply. They're a better team. New Zealand, a lot of players playing in Europe. Yeah, that's a reality. I am not sure about the spot one. I would have to check. Interkashi's entry in the ISL could awaken the Hindi and big English media's interest in football. I would hope they were, but I'm not sure. Indonesia literally hacked and changed name of many bar and hotel and roads, etc. They must be really mad about the last game. Your take on the way, by the way, they must be very passionate. It's wrong. Passion is great, but and this is something which we see again when we talk. Blue, you will understand it about the Kolkata derby and all those things. I think let's send people from Kolkata to Malaysia, to Indonesia, to Thailand, and see the passion for their clubs over there. Right? It's insane. And of course, when it's overboard, it's overboard. We have to call it out. Edmund made a permanent deal with Interkashi for 2 years contract back in March, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, again, he wants to go up with them to the ISL and potentially maybe even go abroad for them. Let's see. So I-League don't stop in FIFA breaks, so Interkashi not bound to reset. But no, they have to. Even if they are, again, if a player is called up for international football, even at lower levels, if the leagues continue, let's say here in Germany, for example, the fourth tier on downwards, none of the league stops. If a player gets called up, and it happens once in a while, let's say, I don't know, a Sri Lankan player or a Pakistani player got called up, they will have to release the player. Thailand defeated Syria 2-1 in Kings Cup final. The levels are just far apart from us since that 4-1 victory. It was a 4-1 in 2019. Yes, I agree. Philippines defeated Tajikistan. Yeah. There was this player, Denny Seaborn, back in 2017. He was going to sign for Mumbai, left immediately and compared our infra to 7th year of English for how much progress do you think clubs made? We've made massive progress, Rishabh, I would say, on that front. I think through ISL and through especially the under 17 World Cups, men's and women's, we have to be, it's better, but again, it's not there where it needs to be. And it's not across the board. Whatever, but you can't deny it is really biased. No, it's not biased. See, that's the point. Why do I have to say something which is factually not right? There are lobbies working in there, but it's not biased, right? To be honest, currently our clubs is a 4th tier of AFC. Have you guys seen Odisha FC women game as well? We were nowhere in Asia right now, so guys, stop assuming AFC doing wrong with us. Very well said, Geron. Being run by some section of people does not mean they can't be biased. I recall an African guy being paid to get votes for Qatar. Aram, what? This is the problem. You mix up things. The political side of football, let's not even go about it. Forget FIFA, forget AFC, forget UEFA. Let's not get into CAF. Let's not get into CONCACAF or CONMEBOL or OFC or whatever. You intertwine everything and make a khichdi out of it. And being very brutal about it. If you don't understand the things, how they work, don't comment. Ask people who know. Don't ask people who behave as if they know. Ask people who know and understand football. This is my biggest problem I see. There are people talking about things and they understand shit about it. Right? Is it not partiality against Indian club? But how, Devo? How? The club did not want to travel, right? They knew. Listen, if you look at Mumbai City last year went without their foreigners and their foreign coaching staff. And potentially also management, right? It is clear that when you travel to Iran, you will only go with your local squad. The situation is tense, of course. But on the 29th, when they didn't go, they informed them 1 day later. That's not right. And teams played on the first with rockets flying over their head. An Indian match commissioner was doing the Paktakor match, Sanjay Kumar, who used to be with me at indianfootball.com. So, what is the AFC doing? They're doing their job in keeping the system running. But our people don't understand that. I mean, Indian football is also as bad because people who are trying to inform people and people who are fans think they understand football and don't understand a bit of football. Sorry to say that. And it's not an Indian problem, it's a global problem. People who work in football understand how these things run. Don't tell me that some content creator understands better how to run football than someone who is running football in the AFC. Right? So, or now the people from all over around the world watch UEFA club competition. Nobody cares about AFC club competition. But Kumar, that's the reason, right? That they have to improve the quality. That is the reason of having, and that way the AFC, I think, is doing a right thing to have a 3-tier system and having 24 teams in the top 2 tiers. Right? That's the reason they're doing it. PIO and OCI update. There is none NBA football. Sadly, there is nothing on this topic to speak about. I think Ashish Negi said a really bad narrative of AFC being biased. He even tried to mix politics. Dhanraj has followed with that now. Why do we only bring these things when something goes against us? Yeah, because that is something which, sorry to say, football fans seem to want to watch. And not only them, there are international people who are now getting involved in this whole topic. It's like the same thing. Oh, you know what? They didn't give that, they gave that Qatar goal against us in the World Cup qualifiers. Bloody, it was a referee mistake. So therefore, people should be talking when they understand things. But again, we have too many people talking who don't understand football. We have people running football who don't understand football. Welcome to the world of Indian football. Indian football is bad because the whole ecosystem is bad. Don't just put the blame on the AIFF and Kalyan Chaubey. The whole system is bad. And this is just a perfect proof of it. People are having opinions without understanding how these things run. I theoretically can understand things. If you've never run things in football, sorry to say that, it is very difficult for you to understand how football runs on a global scale and even in India or other parts of the world. That is our biggest problem. People are talking about things they don't really understand, right? And they want to be important, they want to be relevant. Therefore, I will say what I think is right. I don't care if anybody agrees with me or not. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But if I also don't know about something, I keep my mouth shut. Right? If you don't understand things, just keep your mouth shut. Do us all a favor, guys. Please. Dhanraj Bhai made video today about AFC member for Kuwait having allegedly taking money for Kuwait, Qatar World. How is that linked? Right? How is that linked to what is happened to Mohun Bagan? There is no link. The political, understand, guys, that the political side of sports, forget football, sports, is something which I don't want to talk about because that's a very messy thing. The operative thing, the operations thing is something totally different because it's run and managed by people. This is what we haven't understood in Indian football. It doesn't matter who your president is. If you have the right people running the system, you can still get something done. This is what people don't realize. They were not perfect, but people like Kushal Das, Sunanda Dhar were trying to keep the system running, despite all the problems. And all the other stakeholders are a problem as well, right? Because why does the AIFF have to do youth development themselves? Because the clubs are not doing it, the academies are not doing it. They are not producing. You should ask every club in the Indian football system. You should ask every academy, football school, what kind of rubbish are you producing or have you been producing for decades? Ask this to these people. That's the question, guys. If we win, we start dancing, but when we lose, we start to have problems at youth level, grassroots, and whatnot. Rishabh, we're talking about it, but is anyone changing things? No, nobody. Even the people who are questioning it are not changing things. Where do you want India versus Malaysia match to happen? No, it doesn't matter where I want it to happen. The question is for the AIFF. Um, 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 the AIFF will look for a state association or for a state government to come forward and support them to host a match, right? So, usual suspects. Is it going to be in Gujarat? Might it be in Ahmedabad? Might it be in Bhubaneswar? Might it be in Guwahati? I don't know if the IFA and West Bengal come forward. All the issues in Bengal. I don't know if Kerala, Bangalore. Again, that's going to be the question. If you guys know, one of our best former referee currently also working for AFC, yeah. We have a lot of people working in there. And our people in the AFC are being embarrassed by Indian football, right? With our results, the way our clubs are talking, behaving, finding solutions, Hey, Arnavo, I'm here to learn. FIFA and AFC is really complicated. And I'm good. Lovely. Not only you, anyone who wants to learn, more than welcome. I will try and answer your questions and try to help you to try and understand maybe things better. But if I don't know something, I will say, sorry, guys, I don't know. So therefore, as I said, 90 plus 9, I wasn't aware of that. So that's I said, okay. And then someone explained it, and then we can talk about it. Only you're saying AFC is not biased, and all others, Dhanraj, Ashwini, are saying, oh, it's biased, so that means they are all wrong this time. What do you think, Manolo? Didn't I say, independently of what it is, Mohun Bagan had to travel, if they like it or not. But then, if you want to avoid this situation, communicate. As I said, Al Nassr communicate 3 weeks in advance with the AFC, and AFC said, no, you have to travel potentially. Let's see what happens. Right? Talking to people, interacting with people, that's the only situation. Mohun Bagan didn't know, and then next day said, you know what, we're not traveling. That's not the way to do it. And if anyone is going to tell me Mohun Bagan's management has been professional, we just have to look at the Anwari case, which just proves the point. Right? So am I right, or are they right? I am 100% right. A time of great upheaval in Asian football, minnows are rising and the sleeping giants have slipped into a coma. Aram, very well said. How did Farouk game against Vietnam? Manolo, he was a breath of fresh air, I felt. Tried his things. I tried to showcase, highlight what he's doing right. And we need these kind of players. Farouk Chaudhary, yeah, did his job. But again, I don't see, as our lead striker in regard to being in bigger matches. Pratap Patwal was hired as referee, senior manager, AC and oversees all AC refereeing activities, development and AFC competition countries in Indonesia Football Association. That's what I'm saying, Kiran Ray. Nigiji also said on one side, UEFA increasing teams in first tier and the AFC reducing teams in first tier. Manolo, why? I explained that, no? And again, UEFA is doing this for money. AFC is doing it trying to increase the quality. Right? Again, Bayern winning 9-2 against Dinamo Zagreb and Celtic conceding 7 to Borussia Dortmund. And Borussia Dortmund, as the moment, is rubbish in the German league. Just shows you that Celtic and Zagreb had nothing to do in the Champions League. Right? This league will get interesting. When does the Champions League really get interesting in Europe? From the quarterfinal stage. Really, seriously. I watch matches, but I don't really bother about everything. I really start watching as a lover of football. I love, the knockout games from that stage. Except if we have a 20-team, European Super League, that might be different. But a 36-team jumbled up system, that doesn't work. Did you saw Fiago video about AFC being biased? Yeah, I saw it again, and he's playing to the galleries because he's realized, listen, you did that fan ranking thingy, and the Indian clubs got far, therefore playing to the galleries, not looking at facts. And again, his facts about German football very often are not right as well. Again, it doesn't mean if someone has big followers that he'll be right. Where is India lacking for grassroots level? Less interest or bad scouting or less talent on how to solve this problem? I think there are two things that one speak. need to speak about. At the grassroots level, I think the competitions need to be right. What kind of, are we playing competitions? Are we allowing the kids just to play football? Um, the other point is coaching. Our biggest problem is coaching, right? And to me, it's very, very clear that we need to sort out how do we get kids interested in the sport? How do they start playing football? And how do they, in a friendly, fun way, start playing the game, enjoying the game, but also learning the basics? This is what we need to do. We need to work on this every day. And this is where that's where we're lacking. And if we don't have the right leadership at grassroots level across the country, nothing will happen. We should let this topic go, sir. What do you make of Farooq's performance? I was generally very impressed. He was courageous and at the same time calm enough to finish that chance. Ishan, he's in a good phase. He's had bad phases in his career over the last few years, but at the moment, Farooq Chaudhary looked good and he looks like an alternative. Sir, can I share a clip of your video and share on Twitter to spread right knowledge and to ask questions who are saying FC bias? Manolo, let me do a short one for you, which maybe you clip this. When people talk about the AFC being biased, the AFC's role or the role of a governing body in football at the confederation level or even at FIFA level is to ensure that competitions continue. We should not forget the reality that football is, as much as we all love it, it's a business, right? At the end of the day, it's a business, and you have to try and keep it running as long as you can without facing issues and problems, right? And if you see what the AFC was doing, there were teams in Iran playing, right? Istiklal and Pakhtakor played while the rockets were flying. You had an Indian match commissioner, Sanjay Kumar, who was in Iran at the time of the event. And Moon Bagan on 29th of September had no reason to cancel their trip. And those who understand football would have said, look at what Mumbai City did last year. Again, situation was not as tricky as it is now. But Mumbai City traveled without their foreign staff, to play the game. And this was known the day of the draw. So where are the reasons? And then, is the communication right or not? In my opinion, it wasn't from Mohun Bagan's side. And therefore, the AFC was left without any other opportunity. The way AFC shifted venue for Arab clubs is evident. AFC's bias towards Arab clubs, unjust and moral, is very clear. Shomo, if you still believe it after all that I've explained, then there is no point of having a conversation, right? If you don't want to realize it, it is not the fault of the AFC, right? Mohun Bagan was scared to get thrashed. That's why they did not want to travel in the first instance. Period. Right? Let's speak about the elephant in the room. Mohun Bagan was scared to go to Iran and lose heavily, and they used this whole political situation which is there in the Middle East to avoid going there. Period. Nothing more, nothing. So the general secretary is important. Also, the management team of AIFF understaffed. Seema used to complain that the national team support staff was understaffed. Rohit, if the national team was understaffed or not, different conversation. Yes, the general secretary is the administrative head of Indian football. The job of the general secretary, I think, is the most important because he has to keep the system running, right? So that is not being utilized perfectly. So these are the issues and problems that I see that are there, and therefore we need to work on those things to try and change things for good. And that's the challenge that we have in Indian football. Shillong would be a good place for Malaysia, but I don't think it has FIFA. It has no FIFA clearance. And again, also traveling into Shillong is not the easiest from, let's say Kolkata elsewhere. Earlier, I said in your live, sir, these YouTubers work for views and money, and you work to push things beyond boundaries when you football. Thank you, Garen. Yeah, again, if you want to hear the truth, please come here, listen, spread the word, right? As Manolo is saying, spread the word, please. Let's grow. But I will keep on saying what I think is right and what is wrong. And again, I might be wrong at times. Or now with the, I guarantee they cannot touch 50% the quality of Europe. I think Indian people who are watching European club competition are going to watch AFC club competition. I think no match. Kumar, it's not about Indian fans. It's about Asia. Who cares about Indian fans, right? Indian club needs to be involved in it. They care about the fan in Japan, in Korea, in Southeast Asia, in the Middle East, even in Australia. We don't count. Our football is not good enough. Sir, can we win the SAF Women's Championship this time? The issue looks difficult. It looks difficult, but I would like to be positively surprised. How about playing Farooq and Reem as striking pair? Manolo, I would like a 4-2-3-1, and for that, Farooq could be a winger, right? Because I want Brandon in the center. But sir, that bombing thing happened and then Mohun Bagan made. Yeah, and they were supposed to travel the day earlier. Sure. There's no logic to it, right? The bombing happened while teams were playing and the matches were not stopped, right? It is not what I think. It is not what you want to, Mohun Bagan wants to think, right? So for me, it is the rules are the same for everybody. But if someone on that 2nd of October sends a message to the AFC saying, hey, guys, do we have to go? It's a different situation of what it was on the 29th and 30th of September. This has to be understood, the timeline. That's what people don't want to care about. Indian fans never follow Indian football as optimistic fans. That's why we cry for AFC. Yeah, get on there. We need a reason to be able to say things, right? We need reasons of outcry, outpour. That's the problem. Sorry. I think we need 2 strikers for national team up front. Changte and Farooq will do well. Also, Brandon should have played more centrally. Ishan, let's wait and see what the coach, what Manolo decides. How Mohun Bagan should communicate 2 weeks prior that Nasrallah event happened 2 days before Mohun Bagan travel. Al Nassr match was on 3 weeks after the events. Why they got time in hand? Shumo, why they got time in hand? I don't know. Politics is not in football. I'm saying from the start, I said one more last time. And if after that, if you ask me a question, I will not reply because I'm sorry. I'm now getting really fed up about this because people don't want to understand. Mohun Bagan, the moment the draw was made, should have communicated with the AFC and said, listen, guys, what do? We have Spaniards, we have Scots, we've got Australians in our team. They will not be allowed to travel. What do we do? Is there an alternative way? No, the communication didn't happen, right? Very simple. AIFF organize and govern football. IS and I-League clubs need to produce talented players. Anyone here, Germany, FA and English FA starting FIFA academy in the country? No, AIFF needs none of that. Huh? Where does this come from? Guys, where do you get these ideas and opinions? Do you know that the German Football Association built a new center of excellence that was funded, amongst other people, by FIFA? You know that, Uday? That the new headquarters of the German FA were funded, like was Football House in Delhi and the FIFA AIFF Academy. But the German FA is good enough to say, listen, I don't need help with the coaching. I will organize it myself. Guys, know how football runs before you make comments. The AIFF is in a situation that if FIFA is offering you support, not only financial, but also technical support in a country like India, they will take it. I know from own experience in other parts of the world that they are happy that when FIFA comes around and says, listen, I will bring technical expertise to you, right? We've spoken so much about Saudi Arabia. One of the most successful, Monika Stab, one of the most successful Germany coaches and players in the past, is now running the national team of Saudi Arabia due to a project between FIFA, German FA, and the Saudis, right? PFC on September 26th, September, no further German will be granted PFC today. Hearing adjourned again. Manolo, no comment. Government of India soon bringing new sports policy in country. I think it will improve the governance issue of different federations. I feel last policy came back in 2001. I hope so. Pratham Reddy says ISL needs to have 16 teams, then we can think about relegation. Yeah, I agree with him. I really agree with him on this one. Yeah, 100%. Thanks, Manolo. Welcome, Manolo. Sorry. When JJ and Sunil were playing together, was JJ the striker, Sunil the false nine? It was interswitching. Sometimes Sunil was the 9, sometimes JJ was the 9. They interswitched. So this is the issue. Our own people are against us when we speak facts and reality. Indian football fans really lives in parallel universe where they see only own club success and their things only. Yeah. Yeah. Very well said, Giran. Very well said and understood. Did East Bengal make a mistake by removing Stephen Constantine? I would say yes. I would have given another chance, but Stephen said a lot of things that the club management didn't like. The realities, he spoke about realities. The media didn't like him because he was saying the truth. They don't want to hear these things. The Kolkata bubble in itself, the Kolkata football bubble is a different one in its own world. And again, when we saw the whole Anwar Ali case, we thought that the East Bengal fans are delusional. Now we see this whole AFC Champions League 2 case, we see Mohun Bagan fans are totally delusional. And then others join in into this conversation. So that's the disturbing fact. If you like it or not, if your club does something wrong, call it out. Call out your officials. Say something about it. Right? Update, India secured its place in pot 1. Thanks, Non-Goat. Any info on peer issue? No, Shashi, nothing. Nothing at all. I'm a big BFC fan, but I love the way Mumbai City handle young Indian players better than other Indian clubs. They have the best supporting coaching staff as well. Other clubs fans will never accept it. Yeah, given the reality. Did you saw Harry Bhai reaction, which I've shared and tagged? Yeah, I saw it. But that's the reality. I heard from Bangladesh news that Malaysia are planning to play Bangladesh November friendly as they're eyeing the pot 1. Punjab, let's wait and see. In a 3-5-2 system, Edmund Frog as strikers could be brilliant, but yeah, need to see them more. Yeah. India secured its place in pot 1 because now the gap between Malaysia is almost 90 points. Even if India lose, they won't make any difference. Okay. Mohammed Inter for most of that is the reason when your travel is. Okay. Of the 3 Kolkata clubs, more have the best future since it is part of a strong franchise and can handle the ISL costs and losses. That you don't have that luxury. Do you agree? Yeah, Shudip, but how long will this gentleman stay? Would be my question. If things are the way they are, right? This is a lot of people are forgetting it. If next year, any chance Reliance pulls the plug and says bye, tata, bye bye, will the Goenkas of this world continue to support Indian football? Nowadays, many great online video course by learning those many are doing great in their professional. Is it not possible making video course perform a great player to learn the basics to kids? No, you have to do it on the field live. I think football is a sport where theory doesn't work. It has to be practical on the ground. And that's, I think, the challenge we have. I think we need to find means and ways of how things are done. And in my opinion, these could be additional things to watch, but no, you have to do it live. And now that what's happening to FIFA Can Bhuvesh and updates from AIFF, not heard anything. So let's wait and see. Think optimistic, guys. Don't you guys think Indian coaches only limit to India, even they usually don't consider easily by Bangladesh clubs or other low-ranked Asian class of coaching? So let's work. Yeah. What's the issue with pot 1 now? India can move to pot 2. What's the permutations regarding it? See, Arijit, we got a good pot 2 last time around in the World Cup qualifiers. But it didn't work, right? We lost to Afghanistan, who were in pot 4. So therefore, to me, let's see. Why AFC favors Gulf nations? Is the criticism valid? Arjit, I've said it. Watch this video, rewind multiple times, watch it. I've said it multiple times. They are not biased. Government won't do anything for our games because it doesn't have any effect on vote. Yeah. Ashish Negi said, even if FSDL pull out, ISL will go on. Manolo, I've said this also multiple times. Do you think that the AIFF can run the ISL, given the way they are trying to run the I-League and IWL? Come on, let's be honest. Okay, right? So it just explains to me the point that people are saying things without knowing facts. So, yeah, listen to it. Russia will be invited to play SAF. Why Pakistan versus Russia football be cancelled? I would say no, but again, I'm coming from a German position on this stand, and why the match got cancelled, no idea. Why people are spreading false news that we secured for pot one. If Malaysia beat us, they'll be replacing us pot one once December rank is released. Rishabh, as I said, I've not seen it. You know, if you were given the charge of Indian football for 10 years, what would be the first three things you would do? The first thing I would do an assessment. Where do we stand? And then the next steps that I would take would be after doing that, understanding where we stand, also knowing who's supporting me in the positive changes that I would like to bring. And therefore, yeah. Bye, Kumar. Another, do you know about Computer Game Football Manager 2024? Yes, Palash. I know about the Football Manager series. Ashish is on high if FSDL opt out from ISL first. We will lack of basic infant league. Half of things running by FSDL. Don't you think, Manolo? Ashish is saying just to gain views and money. That's for you guys to judge. Odisha lost second match 4-0. What a good result or a bad one? They lost their third match 4-0, so they've lost all matches. Again, not competitive at this level, guys. So that's another reality, right? That's another reality. That our women are falling behind, and our women were doing better than the men's, right? So there was some hope, in my opinion, that our women's teams could get something, but even they are falling behind quite dramatically in the last few years. And that, in my opinion, is a very, very disturbing, worrying sign about Indian football in general. So, yeah, I don't know how you see it, but I see it as a big, big problem that we are not getting anywhere with our results in football, men's or women's, right? Nearly 1.5 hours. Once more, the reminder, those of you who might be new to the channel, might be liking discussions, honest, direct, straightforward, do join as a subscriber. If you like what you see, do leave a like behind. 41 likes today. Thank you very much. 1,830 subscribers. Thank you very much. Let's keep on growing towards the 2,000. Let's grow. Let the reality of football hit, and let's see. Well, that game has Goa Police in the lower divisions of Goa Pro League. Yeah, Palash. There used to be a Goa Pro League side many, many years back, but again, they have moved down the leagues. SAF Women's Tournament, if India lose or don't get to final, would it be an upset? If we face Bangladesh early on, yeah, then I wouldn't say it's an upset. Shomolo, also Shubha Vijaya, and my blessings are with you, and my best wishes. I hope you're doing fine. When is I-League starting? Asked Rishabh. Third week of November, it looks like. Right, guys, let me slowly come to an end. Nearly 1.5 hours. Good to be back after a longer break. Last week Tuesday was the last time, so 6 days of no show in between. Little tired as well. 6 days of Durga Puja. If you've seen it on my Instagram, you'll see some of the things that I and the others we did. Always like, share, and subscribe. Keep supporting Indian football and speak the facts. Speak the facts, guys. Don't fall for this trap that these are guys that are against us. Those guys are against us. And to me, true Vijay Origin as well. Therefore, keep on supporting. I'll be back tomorrow night with another live show and doing a few other things as well in between the videos here and there. And hope you guys keep on following arunfoot. Keep supporting. Thank you very much. Keep on spreading what is right and keep on spreading what is wrong. So therefore, that we tell people what is happening in football. And I'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks a lot. Good night, everyone.